Welcome to Parapausal Campfire Stories.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Parapausal Campfire Stories. Tonight we have with us Zandine. We don't know if Christy's going to show up tonight or not, but that's okay. We can still tell our stories. We'll just try and scare each other, huh? So we're
Yes.
yeah. So we're gonna start with Zandine tonight, and I'm just gonna let you take it away, my dear.
Well, campfires that scare you. Listen, when rangers tell you that they show up and there's three rifles sitting on the tree, and he goes to the tent and there's scratches coming from the inside, you know, scratches from the inside of the tent, three rifles on the tree. When the ranger tells you that a story is something he didn't even put in his report because it was so settling, you actually kind
Hmm.
of want to hear it, right?
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely. I want to hear what's happening.
um, Mr. Ranger told me this is called the thing that knocked 3 times. Now, we got a lot of knocking things, but some of them are more realer than others. In this case, in the northern forest of Washington, there's an old logging road that locals stopped using after one summer in 1978. The official story was simple. Three hunters disappeared. No body, no evidence, just abandoned campsite. Just an abandoned campsite, that's it. But the old forest ranger who investigated told a different story. He said that the first thing that bothered him was the silence. When he arrived, the woods were completely still. No birds, no insects, nothing. Then he saw the tent. It was still standing. The fire was still warm. Coffee pot was sitting on the ground. Three rifles were leaning against a tree. And the men were gone. So he think. The ranger found footprints. No boot prints. No animal tracks. But something much larger. The tracks let's just say that the tracks circled the campsite over and over, like something had been studying them. Then he found the strangest thing inside the tent. He found that it had been scratched, not torn, not ripped, but scratched. Okay, imagine that. Inside, hundreds of deep marks in the fabric, like something outside had been trying to learn how the tent worked.
Hmm.
The ranger called in a search team. That night, while they camped near the site, they heard it. They heard a knock. Everybody froze. 3 knocks, 3 slow knocks. Coming from the tree. The tallest man in the group whispered, "It's not there." A few seconds later, this time it came from the opposite side. Whatever it was moving around them. The ranger remembered something one of the missing hunters' wives had said. Before he disappeared, he told me something was outside the cabin every night. What did he hear? She answered. Search team left before sunrise. They never found the hunters. Years later, the ranger admitted something he never put in a report. When he was leaving there that night, he looked back toward the forest. Something huge was standing between the trees. It wasn't chasing him. It wasn't attacking. It was just watching. Then it raised one long arm and knocked on the tree beside it. The ranger said it was the worst part wasn't the size of the creature. It was that the creature already knew something humans didn't. The forest wasn't empty. It had never been empty. We were just visitors.
Ooh,
How you
dang.
like them knocks?
That's right. Wow. So what do you
I
think it
mean,
was? Do you think it was a Bigfoot or do you think it was something
from the
darker?
from the re- well from the region, I think it was one of those violent Bigfoot reports, but they don't like to say that because once you start saying, Bigfoot is violent and it goes a whole nother way. People start hunting and it becomes something different. Right now,
Mm,
it's more considered a supernatural sacred being, but if you start making reports of violent Bigfoots, I mean, that's just another enemy waiting to happen. People, who knows what they might start doing and looking at. So,
yeah.
but that is that's a violent Bigfoot, and they have some of those, unfortunately, that aren't always pleasant, and people
That,
actually really disappearing.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I could see that. Yeah, that they'd be going out there just shooting anybody that didn't have a
Yeah.
vest on or something, or kids out there messing around trying to prank each other in a Bigfoot suit.
Oh,
That would be
that'd
bad.
be bad timing. Yeah.
Well, you know
But
what?
yeah,
And
so that. Hmm.
I'm just saying that's scary because, my hubby and I are
This
going
is
to be
something
going
real.
to.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like it's a. It's like some of the tales you hear. You're at a campfire and they'll tell you, and it's one that's been recycled, but you don't know where it came from or anything.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Wow. And there was no trace of the guys, huh?
No, that's what made it so simple. Only thing was the rifles, leaning against the tree, and the
Wow.
scratches from the inside.
Wow, that is
So.
scary. I think that's one
And,
thing
and
that,
and it could have clawed it. Yeah, it could have
yeah,
clawed it, but it didn't go through anything. It's like the control. Looks like that guy right there, huh?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was staring at that guy right there just when you said they had knocked on the cabin. It's like, oh my God, it could be that guy.
That's what I
Well,
would imagine in my mind. Well, they tell you if they knock 3 times, don't answer.
well,
And
that's
if look,
demonic.
where the rule is if they knock 3 times, you look out the peephole. If you don't see anybody, of course you don't answer, right? If you don't see any, but if they knock 3 times again,
Hmm.
obviously, you know,
Yeah.
somebody's playing games.
Mm, my goodness, that's scary. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
what do
what,
what are
huh?
you thinking? How are you thinking about scaring these folks at the
Oh.
campfire?
Well, I was going to talk. We're going to go from the woods to the farms. So, my first story is going to be the thing that waits in the corn. Mm, yeah.
Mm.
And this is, well, I'll get to that point. But, anyways, I'll start. Tonight, we're taking you into the cornfields. Not the cute fall festival kind, but the kind that breathe, whisper, and hide things taller than a human should be. This is a global legend with different names, but same behaviors. So it's been seen wheat fields, rice fields, cornfields, it just everywhere. Kind of a scary thing because I live in Missouri and I live by a lot of wheat. I live by a lot of cornfields. So we got a pretty creepy one just down the road. So recently it did show up right here in Missouri. The legend is and comes from around the world. Farmers talk about a creature that moves through crops without bending a single stalk. Romania calls it the straw saint. Japan calls it kibi kami. I guess I'm saying that right. Kibi kami. Brazil calls it o haman dan kanan. Here in the Midwest, the folks call it the tall one. That's easier to say. It's described the same way everywhere. Tall, thin, face like wet clay, and a voice that mimics whoever you trust most. So it's a mimic. We know about those. On a July night, a Granby woman, Granby's my little town, a woman named Marla was driving home from her late night shift. She passed a cornfield she'd seen 1,000 times, but this time her headlights caught something standing out between the rows. Not a scarecrow, not a person, something too thin, too straight, and too still. She slowed down and her phone rang. It was her husband's number. She
Hello?
answered, relieved, until she heard the voice whisper, "Marla, come into the corn. I need help." Ooh. But her husband was asleep at home. She could hear him snoring in the background. So this thing got a hold of her husband's phone and called her. That's messed up. With his voice. The voice on the phone whispered again, "I'm waiting." And the tall figure stepped out of the corn. Marla floored it, as well she should, and didn't look back. But she heard something slap the trunk, long, dragging, like fingers made of rope. When she got home, her husband was still asleep. Her phone rang and her phone showed no call history. So it showed that he didn't even actually call her. So it's not only mimicking the person that she trusts, but it's mimicking and doing like a spoof call to her and then making it disappear. That's weird. These things and technology it's all evolving the same time. The next morning, she found 3 long streaks down the back of her car, like something had scraped it with dried stalks of corn. Here's the creepy part. People it says the global connection is the creepy part. People in Romania, Japan, and Brazil have reported the same thing in the last few months. A Romanian farmer filmed a tall figure gliding through the wheat without disturbing a single blade. A Japanese night walker heard her dead mother calling her name from a rice field. A Brazilian sugarcane worker found footprints 12 inches long. That's weird. 12 inches long. So but only 2 inches wide. That's messed up. So, different countries, same creature, same behavior. It learns, it adapts, it travels. So, if you are driving past a cornfield at night and you hear someone calling your name, don't stop, don't look, and for the love of God, do not go into the corn. So what do you think it is? Oh, you're muted.
I think it's a demon. I think it's a demon. I think it's the demons always, they have they have a little power but no authority.
Yeah.
Like they can do little things, play with you, and mimic voices, go into people and take over. So that power of deception, but I guess it only goes so far depending on your faith and what you believe in, what demon it is, right? So I don't know what lore this is from. That's American, or would you say the Celtic? What would you say? I don't know.
Well, I don't know, to tell you the truth, because it's actually globe. They see it around the globe. Yeah, in different places. So that's kind of crazy.
It's definitely malevolent, demonic to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a bad or a good thing, that's for sure. Hello, Christy. How are you today?
Hey.
Hi.
I'm alive.
Hey.
Well, that's good.
Bonus
That's what we like
points.
to hear, the heat. Hey, listen, Christy, they were complaining about the heat today. Everybody was saying, man, it's so hot in here. you're gonna do something to the animals. I'm like, hey, we trying to get the air con going through the whole house. It's hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. All right, now as you can see, Christy has joined us, and we're going to go ahead and get her story for tonight. So take it away, my dear.
Okay. Well, all I'm going to say is always be mindful of where you swim. In the ocean, they say you got to watch out for jellyfish, sharks,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that lakes, creeks, they're safe because they don't have sharks. No, but they can have man-sized catfish.
Mm-hmm.
There are alligator gar that have teeth that will not, they're a very aggressive fish.
Oh, yeah. And did you know the alligator or the crocodiles or whatever they are moving here
Yes.
closer and closer? We've got,
Oh, man.
we've got alligators now.
Saltwater crocodiles no longer have to be in salt water.
Mm-mm. Nope. Now we got freshwater alligators.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we've got the alligator fish,
Yes.
which is
An
terrifying.
alligator gar, they're, yeah.
Yeah.
But you never know what lies below that murky surface.
Mm-mm.
That's the beginning of my story evening. So the area that we grew up in was very well known for mining. And unfortunately, after the zinc, lead, coal was mined, you're left with giant pits in the ground. Back, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, they thought the best way to deal with that was to fill them up with water. Well, what happens when you're from a small town and there's not a lot of entertainment you had after 8 o'clock? Go swimming in the strip pits. Right? And these mines are all connected underground, like, deep underground.
Mm-hmm.
And the currents can be quite strong. You never know how far down you dive when something might come and suck you into another place. Or what else has been sucked down and never came back. So this is about a group of teenagers who one night decided they were going to go swimming in a strip pit. They're out, hanging out, doing what teenagers do, maybe having some adult beverages, maybe not. And
They were.
it's in the middle, June, July, nice and hot outside. Let's dive in the water and cool off. So they all dove in. And, they're splashing and horse playing and everything's fine until somebody notices one of them is gone.
Mm.
And they were like, hey, you know where Scott went? Oh, he probably just went on the other side of the boulder, we'll call it personal business. After about 5 minutes, still hasn't come back. Still hasn't shown up. And so 2 of the boys, it was 3 couples, okay? 2 of the boys, the other 2 boys go looking for him. They don't come back. Now the girls are freaking out, right? They're out of the water, sitting at the side, thinking, okay, this is some pretty weird stuff. Well, then they see wet footprints appear right beside where they're at. No smell of anything, no temperature change, no noise, just wet footprints. And then they hear a splash off in the water. And they were like, yep, nope, I'm out, gotta go. So they pack up the cooler and particular mine hole is what we're gonna call it, drip pit, was to follow train tracks. They're running back the train tracks. And a train comes down. They hear the train. And they're like, oh crap, there's never a train at night. So they get off the train tracks and they're running beside the train tracks. And even though it sounded like a train, and they felt the breeze of a train, there was no train coming down the track.
Oh my God, these kids are screwed.
They never found the three boys,
Oh my gosh.
and that was the last time that those three girls swam in that drip pit,
Wow. Yeah, me too.
right? Because that was the thing we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Every summer, every weekend, oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were in those things at night. During the day,
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Yep.
Thanks for ruining my childhood and thinking I could have died.
I mean, we didn't, we were brave.
Yeah. Or
Or
just
stupid.
stupid.
So,
Oh. Did you ever do anything like that when you were younger, Zan?
Yeah, I'm inner city crazy.
Oh, can't hear you, babe.
I would say inner city like crazy stuff like crime doesn't pay.
Well,
oh, no.
I mean, like going and swimming, because we would break into like Schifferdecker Park.
Yeah, we would actually there was a community center we would always do that because they had like this expensive pool and basketball court and they had like these little courts you could slam, the little kids like because we were like, you know, I mean we were younger than teens, so
Yeah.
you could play
Yeah.
like full court. Yeah, we were going there.
Nice.
Uh, it was kind of fun. It was like in the city there was a lot of schools that had after school programs, but the school would be shut down. And so, like,
Oh.
if they didn't have you, have to hop the fence, and then inevitably you want to go in and see, like, get the paint or do whatever. But like, as far as swimming, um, do we have anything? You know what? We would have to go far away. There was a place
Oh.
called the Devil's Punch Bowl that we would go. It was a like monitored spring because it could get like 250 degrees like that. So they were like, dude, go
Oh,
at your own
dang.
risk. And
Oh.
we would do that, but it was far away. It wasn't where I lived, but we would all get in the car and go to the Devil's Punch Bowl. And they told us, man, play at your own risk because people had got scalded. Just
Oh,
you sitting there
yeah.
1 minute it's feeling
Right.
good, the next minute Yellowstone like temperatures.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, that's even more dangerous than we did.
yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I
Wow.
forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, because I love warm water. I'm just like cold water.
Me too.
I
That's
mean,
why I can't get into California oceans anymore. Can't do it.
in the bay. I mean, you hyperventilate. I mean, if you go in there, I mean, you're just like, it's just no way. I don't understand. Like you see people in the bay with the wetsuits on. They say, "Oh, you got a wetsuit on." Like, does that make a difference?
No, it doesn't. And these people try and say it does. I had a wetsuit on last time I was in the
Yeah.
California Ocean. They're in Ventura. And that was in Ventura.
Oh my
And
god.
it was still so freaking cold. I was blue. I was like, nope, no more. I'm not done. I'm going to Florida.
Yeah,
Florida
and
water?
yeah, I need that
Ooh.
jet ski water. The kind you can jet ski. It's warm on your back. There's no
Yeah.
shivers. No, none of that. I don't.
But
Yeah,
still
come on.
cools you down at the same time. It's still bath
Yeah,
water
yeah, yeah.
warm, but
Still, yeah. It's nice.
yeah,
Now
it's
that I like.
nice. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate your stories for tonight. We're going to wrap it up. Hopefully, we scared you all good and well. And now we've got the forest, the water, and mine was about cornfields, so farmland. Yay. So be careful where you roam. And thank you very much, everybody, for being here. We hope that you have a blessed day, and we love you. Bye.
If you've got a scary story you'd like to tell on Parapausal, we would love to have you on. Or if you'd like to stay anonymous, you can always email us at parapausal@gmail.com and we will read your story on air. We would love it if you could give us that Holy Trinity. Share, subscribe, and smash that like button. Don't forget to hit that little bell to get notified for your next dose of hot flashes and paranormal chills.